Hi guys, welcome back to Just Talking, where I talk at you and you sometimes listen. So today we're doing a merchandise and food guide / review of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which is a theme park located in the northwest coast of England. And of course, if this did help you to find out what you'd like to purchase at the park, or just gave you a brief idea, or entertained you whatsoever, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And let's get into where you can actually buy merchandise and food, and these are sorts of the main outlets that you'd want to look out for during your stay. So the Kiss Me Quick shop, which is located under the Sir Hiram Maxim's flying machines, which is by the entrance at the Noah's Ark area, and offers merchandise for just about every ride, and you can find food in there, such as candy rock, in some really nice glass jars. You can find scarves, avalanche merchandise, icon, and just about everything else you'd ever want to find, and a lot of key rings in there. If you want to find key rings and mugs, definitely going to the Kiss Me Quick shop. So then there's the Noah's Ark shop, which is just by the exit underneath the Noah's Ark area, and it offers a pickup service when you order something before 4 p.m. So if you go into any of the shops around the park and say, hey, this is my item that I'd like to purchase, you pay for it there, and then they will obviously get a staff member to take it to the shop, or maybe just pick one out from the Noah's Ark shop, if that's possible. And then obviously when you leave and you can pick up that item, just then you don't have to be carrying bags around the park. And of course that sells general merchandise and some of the items that are on sale and will be unavailable to purchase in the near future. So there is also the Wallace and Gromit shop, which is along the exit for the ride Wallace and Gromit's Thrill-O-Matic, and that offers a lot of Aardman merchandise from the Pirates movie they made, Shaun the Sheep and Wallace and Gromit, and you can find things like bottles, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, and pens, stationery, just general things alongside rock. And of course that's a really great shop to go to if you really do like their films. And the ride is also really great as well, and you can buy ride photos too. So I'd make sure to go in there after the ride and take a look around, because there's some really great things, including some garden furniture as well. There's some nice little scrap metal style sculptures of, Gromit, and they're quite nice as well. So there is also Chalet Suisse, which is along the exit of Avalanche, where you can buy your ride photos. You can also buy some ice creams here. You can see a Twister ice cream out on the front. You can also buy a wide variety of sweets, including, gummy pizzas and noodles and things like that. I got a gummy box of noodles when I went, and that was actually really nice. I really like the taste of it, and they do sell some really great sweets there as well. You can also find the Avalanche merchandise in there, and just some other general bits, including some ponchos if you do want to go on some of the water rides in Nickelodeon Land. You also have the Icon shop, which is by the archway of the entrance and offers merchandise for the ride. There is also the Nickelodeon shop, which offers, clothing for adults and children, and also some of the branded toys, stationery and other accessories. For the food side of things, you have the Burger King, which is by the south entrance near the big one. So of course here you can see the archway of the big one, and obviously back here is where the Big Blue Hotel and the Boulevard Hotel is. And of course that serves you regular Burger King food. You also have Big Pizza, which is under the Moon Crater building in Nickelodeon Land, which is pretty hard to miss, and it does also have a nice big sign too to indicate it. There is also Coasters as well, which is behind the Icon station on the pathway that comes up from River Caves and then kind of plateaus out by Big Dipper, and then it goes back down into where Avalanche is, so that's where the Coasters restaurant is. And that serves, sort of American diner style food. So for the best hoodies, based on design and value, of course most of hoodies are very reasonably priced to say the quality of the material. And, it mainly matters on the design because most of the pricing is the same for everything. So for the Icon Dagger hoodie, that'll cost you £34.95 pence. Of course, this is a sort of burgundy red sort of colour with the Icon Dagger logo as well as the title as well. This has really nice fleece material in it too, and it's a really high standard of quality. I didn't actually get this hoodie. I have a different one which they discontinued, but they're made out of the same material and the same colour, but this was my second choice, and I really like how minimalist it is, and you can definitely pick it out your wardrobe and just wear it. There is also a black version of this for the same price. You don't change the price based on size and colour, I believe, because I've never seen that on the website or in any of the shops. So for the established in 1896 anniversary hoodie for its 125th season, that's £34.95 again. And of course that has the golden Blackpool Pleasure Beach skyline, and of course it has the Blackpool Pleasure Beach title and also when it was established. And I really like this. I'm yet to pick it up, but I'll definitely be going to get one because I do believe it's only for this year, so if you want it, you might want to order it online now. Or if you're in the park at some point, you might want to go pick it up because the 125th year merchandise probably won't be lasting for the 126th year. But of course, this is a really nice piece of merchandise. And if you don't really like the golden skyline, you can actually get the sort of paint splatter skyline hoodies and t-shirts. Also at the park, which I don't believe is a limited range. You also have the Mr. Funshine hoodie, which is also the same price, and that has, of course, the embroidered Mr. Funshine logo on it, which is the original face of the Pleasure Beach. And I really like this. It's nice and colourful, and I like how it's a sort of chest badge, so it's not like in the centre and too big and too noticeable. I really do like the more minimalist approach for some of this merchandise. And of course, all of these have a really nice soft material and a little bit of fleecing on the inside. No scratchy material and nothing that's too worryable with things about allergens. So there is also this hoodie, which is a snake icon hoodie, and that is the same price. And of course it does feature the icon logo with the dagger for the eye, and of course it does feature the snake print theme on it, which is seen on the train cars. I really like this one, especially given that it has a little tag at the bottom on the rim there. I think this is a really nice hoodie. If you particularly like the black style icon hoodies, I'd say this is probably the best one because I really do like how the logo's centered, and it doesn't look like a lot of the other icon logos that are featured in a lot of the other pieces of merchandise. So it's definitely unique, and you're not going to find it too many other places. I think the only other place where the snaky sort of logo features, or the one with the dagger for the eye, is actually on the sweatshirt, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but each to their own, I suppose. So for the best caps and hats available, it can be very hard to determine which are the best ones, because there are a lot of designs, and oftentimes if you want a certain piece of ride merchandise, it can be tricky to decide, but I've narrowed it down to about 3 or 4. So for the Blackpool Pleasure Beach bobble hat, which features 2 bobbles, is £12.95. And of course this is a very nice knitted hat, and you can get it in either grey or black. And of course the little bobbles at the top are really nice and fluffy, and with wearing it a few times it doesn't sort of start to tear away or start to get all matted or anything. And it's a really nice hat that fits any head. There isn't any other sizes, I don't believe. It's one size fits all, and of course it does have the 125th year logo on the front on that little square patch there. So for the Blackpool Pleasure Beach beige cap, that's £14.95. And of course, I believe this is also part of the 125th year merchandise range, which in my opinion is probably the best range they've actually published. I really do like it. I like the golden style and the beige. It's a really beautiful contemporary range that they've published for this. And of course it does have the Blackpool Pleasure Beach vintage logo on the front, and also some sorts of tears on the front, which almost make it look like it's a sort of oval around the circular logo to make it a bigger logo. And I really like this one. Of course the tears on it, when you actually see it in person, doesn't look like anything that could actually cause a tear if you wore it a few times. It's of course purely for cosmetic reasons, and it's not any sort of actual tear, it's purposefully stitched in. And it's a really beautiful cap. It's made a really nice material. And when I went, of course, I'm not too sure if they've changed the design whatsoever. I don't think they will have. But of course, that's the sort of fabric strap at the back to adjust the size. So you obviously just thread a piece of fabric through a little catch, and then you obviously fasten it at the other side once you find the perfect tightening sort of strength. So there is also the avalanche range of hats. So here you of course have the bobble hat for avalanche featuring the A's and the avalanche logo. That's of course in red for £12.95. Of course all of the avalanche range is perfectly knitted, It's really nice, really soft, not too hot, not too cold, and it's perfect for in the winter because it does keep your hands nice and toasty, and especially if you're going in the winter to the park, as we're coming into now with autumn season, of course, I would recommend that you do actually pick these up, including the gloves, because, if you're riding on rides, it can be kind of cold and a bit uncomfortable touching metal bars when it's freezing down at the coast. So, of course, the black beanie, that's £10.95. I really do like this beanie because, it just has the Avalanche logo on it. And, you wouldn't really notice it was ride merchandise if you look too closely. I do also like the Icon range of beanies, but I couldn't really find a picture of those. And they're about the same price as the Avalanche one. And they're all really nice stitched in. Not much of the merchandise uses stickers, so there's no issue with washing them, because, of course, none of the design will wear away. So for the best accessories that are available, in my opinion, you have the thermal bottle, which is themed to Shaun the Sheep, and that's £14.95. So, of course, it does have a sort of cartoonish style Shaun the Sheep, and then on the back it says, "You got this," as in EWE, as a joke for sheep. But, of course, I do not have this bottle. I have its Wallace and Gromit counterpart, which is themed to Feathers McGraw, the pesky penguin from The Wrong Trousers. So I'm not too sure if they've discontinued it, but I can't find an image of it on the website or anything like that. So I'm not too sure if that's discontinued, unless it's just in the park, because a lot of the merchandise is coming park exclusive for quite a few of the ranges. But of course, these are really great. They do keep your bottle your beverage really cold or hot. I believe it's cold for 24 hours and hot for 8 hours. And it does really work very nicely. It keeps your water nice and cold or your coffee nice and hot. And of course, the design doesn't rub off with washing. Of course, there is a specific wash sort of regime that you need to follow in order to preserve it. But of course, none of the design has weared off or any of the paint. So for the backpack, this is Icon themed, and it's the only backpack that's available at the minute. There was a few more beforehand, and that's £19.95, and that's a really great price for a backpack that looks like this. And of course, it can be hard to find backpacks for going back to school or going back to work that, have a reasonable size, a nice design, and are also cheap. And to say it's a branded backpack and it's just about £20, is really worth your money, and it can fit, your school books. And I'm not too sure if it could fit a small laptop like a Chromebook it could probably fit in. And it's really nice, it has nice zips, and it'd work easily for a nice casual work day. Of course, it's not the highest quality of backpack like your £40 ones that you can buy from things like Superdry, but of course for school and casual work and things like that, it's really great, and I haven't seen any wear and tear on my friends' versions of this backpack. So for the cutting board, they have two new ones for this. They have the Blackpool Pleasure Beach Skyline and also the Icon branded one, and that's £14.95, similar to the thermal bottle. Here's a paint splatter Skyline, which you can actually buy on a t-shirt and on a hoodie too. And this is actually really nice quality cutting board, and it does have the same sort of scratchy material that you'd expect from a cutting board that kind of makes that sort of DJ record scratching noise. But the design is really well printed on. Of course, it's behind the glass that's on top, so there's no issue with cutting and then the design coming away. It's really nice. You can also wash it. It's really easy to clean, and it's just really nice. It is relatively small, so it's not like you have to make very much room for it to be in your house. You could just have it a display item if you really wanted it to be. But, it's a really nice piece. The Icon one I'm not the biggest fan of. It's the cherry blossom logo on the white background with the golden Icon logo. This is my favourite. I just really like it. And I would say that if you want a nice kitchen accessory from the park, this is definitely the one to pick up. Unless you really do like the thermal bottles, which I'm not too sure which I'd rather get. But, of course, I do already have a bottle, so the cutting board is pretty much a must. It's really nice. So there is also the Valhalla Stein mug, which is £14.95. And of course here you can see that. But it is of course ceramic, and it holds a large volume of water. And of course it is specialising for hot beverages. But in my personal opinion, I prefer the large ceramic mug, which is £12.95. And it looks like this. I really do like how it's a Viking style piece of pottery. But if you do prefer the one that's themed on the Viking longboat train style from the Valhalla ride, then it's really up to you. So for the best food that's available at the park, which I'll quickly go through, of course you have Burger King, which serves you regular food. It has a lot of seating, it has disabled toilets and men and women's toilets. Of course, it does also have some outdoor seating, as well as, of course, standard 2 floors, which have seating for, I believe, up to 6 people. I'm not too sure if they have any more than that, but I suppose there's never really parties bigger than that. And they used to have a soft play area, which is no longer there. Also, there's all you can drink available, that's £10 at the gate and online, and you can get it for hot and cold drinks, and of course that's really worth it no matter when you actually come. Of course, if you want a hot drink like a coffee because it's a cold day, you can get that for £10, and you do of course get the reusable cup, and if it's warmer, or you just want fancy your Diet Coke, or you fancy your slush, then you can go pick that up too. So there's also the ice lounge, which is underneath the flying machines, and they do also have a stall for hot donuts and fresh donuts, and also popcorn on the other side where the Kiss Me Quick shop is. And of course the ice lounge serves coffees and, regular breakfast style food, and you also can get Krispy Kreme donuts there too. So there is also the gourmet burger stall, which is by the dancing fountains. Similarly there you can get southern fried chicken food, and that offers some halal options too. So that's a really great option if you have those sorts of food requirements, and the food is really nice from all of these stalls here too. So there is also the Big Pizza restaurant, which of course serves your classical pizza, and you have indoor and outdoor seating, and it's a really nice place to go if you're in Nickelodeon Land, or you're planning on going to the big one after, or you've just been on the big one. It's really in a nice part of the park where it's near Avalanche and Icon, the big one, Nickelodeon Land. It's a really great place to eat, especially if you want to route your way around to some big, impressive rides. But of course, throughout the rest of the park, you have stalls that serve, fresh crepes and, donuts, fish and chips, and a variety of other food, which you can find mainly around Big Dipper. They're worth checking out, but of course, during the all-you-can-eat, if that ever returns, of course, they weren't included. And, some of the season pass holder discounts, they don't apply for the ones near Big Dipper. Only the park-owned restaurants you can actually use those season pass discounts for. And yeah, that's really it for this video. I really do hope this made you decide on some of the things that you might want to purchase, some of the things you might want to look out for. Of course, if you do like any of the merchandise there, it's definitely worth picking up because the quality is really great. And of course, you do always have the nice lining in the clothing, and the designs never really wear off. And if you do see a design that does have a sort of sticker on it and isn't actually embroidered in, don't worry, it doesn't wear away. Even if you scratch it as hard as you can, it's very unlikely that it will actually fade. I've had a lot of wear out my Icon hoodie, and I've had it for a year now, and it still looks like I've just picked it up from the shop. So yeah, I hope you do enjoy your visit, or you enjoy your shop online. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, this is Just Talking. Bye bye.